Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness. This is a weird way to start the episode. I'm even in the chair that I'm normally in, and I'm looking across at this empty chair because Joe is not here. I'm recording this very, very late at night. Well, very late for, I'd say, most of the people I know, but it's not really that late for me. This is kind of normal time for me. What time is it, you might be asking? Let me look. Oh, it's 12:46. It's not that bad. It could have been a lot later. There's a lot of nights where it's much later than this. And then in the morning, when I need to get up and take my kids to school, I realize, hey, I've only been asleep for 3.5 hours. This is great. That's my favorite. But because I'm recording this so late at night, he could not be here. The thing is that I'm leaving tomorrow on a jet plane. I don't know when I'll be back again. That's not true. I'm actually leaving in my car, and I'm going up to the Twin Cities for the weekend. So I wanted to get this out to you as soon as possible. Anyway, as you may have figured out based on the title of this episode, it's that time of year. And it never fails, much like many years before this one. I don't know when this whole thing started. Was it like 10 years ago? Something like that? I don't know. Obviously, you know what we're talking about. You saw the title of the episode. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? When was this question presented? Like, has it always been a thing ever since when the movie came out? I don't think so. I don't think that was really a question back then. It must be the nostalgia aspect of it. Looking back on this movie and over time, you know, maybe your dad was watching it on Christmas, or maybe your dad like me and you love to watch it on Christmas. I don't know. I think it just slowly happened, right? And then it kind of turned into this thing. The type of thing that would tear your family apart at Thanksgiving when you're planning out what you're going to be doing over the next month. You know, the first Christmas movie that you're gonna watch in this sea of Christmas movies you're gonna watch over the next 30 days. I don't know. This year, the first Christmas movie that we watched after Thanksgiving, it might have been Thanksgiving night. I don't even know. We were here at the house and we decided to, I decided because, I mean, I'm in charge. What are you going to do? I'm at least in charge of the movies. I can tell you, I mean, I've got that much control. That might be where it stops. Nope, I lied. I decided that we were going to watch Gremlins. And I don't think that we watched it last year. I think at some point in the last year, we watched Gremlins 2. So I'm not sure the last time we watched Gremlins, but 100% a Christmas movie, right? You agree with me? All right, we're still friends. Good. Now, we're watching this movie. My daughter starts to question the validity of this being a Christmas movie. I don't know where that's coming from. Because although, yeah, it might be filmed in a back lot where they also filmed Back to the Future. So you know that this is in like Studio City, California. But there's snow everywhere. There's Christmas music. It's happening at Christmas. I mean, Gizmo's wearing a Santa hat, people. Come on. It's a Christmas movie. How is this not a Christmas movie? Oh, man. I don't know who brought it up, but at some point in the past, my friend Jamie and we started talking about Die Hard. And at the time, we were doing a podcast together. So we said, why would this not be an episode of the podcast? Now, I went in ready to rock. I am a firm believer. I'm gonna throw it down right now. Firm believer. Die Hard is 100% yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, a Christmas movie. You got it? Christmas movie. My wife can attest to this. not every Christmas, because I like to spread movies out. I don't want to get burnt out on movies. So I think it was 2 years ago, Christmas. So I might be due for another watch this year. Now, my friend Jamie, she disagrees with me. And she had, I don't know, like a folder of reasons why. Now, I haven't listened to this in a while, but I'm gonna. Let's pretend like I'm listening to it at the same time that you are listening to it. All right. So that's gonna happen. We're gonna listen to this together. I'm gonna pretend like Joe's also listening to it, but I'm not sure he's actually gonna do that. Because Joe said, sitting between Jamie and I, that it was like sitting between two arguing parents, I think is what he said. Maybe it was even more traumatizing than that. I forget the way that he said it, but he did not have a lot of fun sitting through this episode. Oh, shit. What are you going to do? Are you on my side? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Well, here's the thing. We're going to get into it. I'm going to play this old conversation that we had. I want to say maybe it was like 2 years ago, but honestly, it's timeless, right? Because the question's still out there. Everybody wants to know, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Well, I'm answering it now. Yes, it is absolutely a Christmas movie. And if haters going to hate. But that was a Taylor Swift thing, by the way. Even when I'm alone, I can't stay focused. I've been told that there's medication for this sort of thing, but I actually tried to get it once. I tried to get medication for some stuff, and the doctor was like, nah, you need to go. I'm not going to do that for you. If you want to go see somebody else, and if you're serious about that, that's a whole other story. We're not going to get into that. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Every single year, people. This is the question. It's a valid question, but I feel like it's been answered many times over. Absolutely, unequivocally, a Christmas movie. I promise you, you can listen to both sides. You're going to hear both sides here. But I'm telling you, it's a Christmas movie, right? I think I've said enough here by myself. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna play this, and as I said before, I'm listening at the same time as you. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Well, we've got some people here that are gonna try to sway you one way or another, and I hope you end up on my side. I hope we can be the best of friends, especially around this time of year. We can sit together. We can microwave up some popcorn, because I don't have one of those old fancy poppers anymore. I wish I had one. We had a little like tub thing that you would put the oil in and try to pop it that way. That didn't last. That was too much work. I need one of those old ones, like the ones that stood up back in the, I'm going to say 80s, like a white base with the yellow top, and you cook the butter up on top. Remember those? We're going to bust that out, and we're going to watch Die Hard like the day before Christmas. That's how serious I am about this, people. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I've wasted enough. It's just weird for me, because I know I'm talking to you, but right now I'm just talking to myself, and it's strange. I don't know how other people do this. Maybe I would get used to it. It's possible. So here it is, our conversation with our friend Jamie, trying to figure out once and for all, to settle it, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Enjoy. Okay, so we are going to discuss a very controversial topic, and that is
Live soft.
That is if Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not. Now, on our way here, Joe, you saw something. Now, was that just posted today?
Gee.
That thing was it on Facebook that you saw?
It was on Facebook, and it was like one of the screenwriters.
But it was an article that just popped up today on your feed.
An odd, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure I even saved it.
So
let's start this off by filling people in. Die Hard came out in what, 1988?
I believe so.
Okay. It's Bruce Willis as John McClane. He is leaving New York and coming to Los Angeles to be with his wife and kids for Christmas, for the holidays. And he goes to a Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza. And unbeknownst to him, but there is a terrorist named Hans Gruber that is there and trying to steal some stuff. So, well, is he a terrorist or is he just a common thief? I guess we'll find out when we watch the movie.
Well, okay, I watched it last week, and they're calling them a terrorist, but I feel like he's just a thief.
Yeah, he's just a thief, and they talk about it in the movie a little.
Yeah.
You know that he's just trying to steal what are they, German bearer bonds or something like that. No, maybe that's a different movie. I'm talking about.
It's something bearer bond. Yeah, it's bearer bonds.
So, Jamie.
Yes.
Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Okay. No.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it is not a Christmas movie for me.
Okay.
Because it does not fit what I think a Christmas movie is. And
All
I
right.
have criteria that I can share.
I am very excited.
So, here are my Christmas movie criteria. It needs to fit a majority of 5 criteria.
Ooh, interesting.
So, I figured if I give it parameters.
I know, right?
it's
Are we sure
very-
that The Grinch is a Christmas movie?
I think it is. And I'll tell you my criteria. The marketing or promotion includes holiday imagery. Mm-hmm. Die Hard doesn't. If you look at all the posters.
Whoa.
Beginning. It's a
Whoa.
party.
Yeah.
No. I'm just talking about, like, if you look up the Die Hard movie poster.
Okay.
There's not a
okay.
damn thing that would make you think it's a Christmas.
No. But okay. So read your first criteria again. I want to make sure I got the wording right.
Marketing promotion includes holiday imagery.
Okay. Have you watched the trailer?
See, yes, I did watch the trailer, and they do that. But I'm just saying,
What do they do? What?
they talk about how it is on Christmas Eve. But again, I am also like, it needs to be all, like, if you look at all of the printed material,
Okay.
if you never saw the trailer to this movie, you just saw printed material for it, you would have no idea it takes place at Christmas
That's
time.
fine. Doesn't matter.
So that's why I'm saying
matter.
it doesn't, for that, no.
Well, but the trailer is a part of your criteria that's there. So I would say that it meets that criteria.
I'm going to say not on all platforms.
Yeah, but...
Because, and also in the 80s,
Uh-huh.
you weren't able to watch trailers online, like you had to be at other movies. So I bet you more people saw.
Well, how would you see posters? I mean, if you're already at the movie theater to see the movie poster,
But, like,
you would then see the
do
trailer.
you not remember, like, looking, like, in the newspaper, they used
Yeah.
to have them, or in
Mm-hmm.
magazines, they would have the movie poster in them to promote
Okay,
it.
yeah.
So I'm saying print was more of the promotional force back in the day.
Yeah, but everybody that went to see movies, then, like, if they were going to go see that movie, they would have seen the trailer and known, oh, this is Christmas time. That's when this movie's taking place.
All right.
I rest my case.
Also,
One
it
is
needs
in
to
my
be
favor.
released around the holidays. So in November or December.
Oh,
This is what we figured out.
We're
Die Hard.
All right.
Die Hard
all
was
right.
released in July.
Yep.
That's what I figured out on the way
Okay.
here. Yeah.
All right.
So does
Oh,
not.
so that doesn't. Okay, Joe. Were there any
The
other?
hard part
Were there
is-
any other movies? While I put you in the middle here,
shit.
were there any other movies that were holiday classics that might have come out in a month? Let's say July.
Yes, there was.
I'm sure there were several.
There were several. Shit. I don't have it all queued up here. I look terrible.
Well, okay, and here's the thing, and that's just for me. I'm not gonna, I'm like
Okay.
other people can consider it a Christmas movie.
Okay.
I'm just not gonna consider it.
I'm going to convince you that this is a Christmas movie.
Also, there needs to be significant focus, not just passing reference or in a shot to holiday traditions and or themes.
Like what?
Like, okay, Home Alone, for instance.
Okay.
That's a holiday movie because Kevin is doing the tradition of decorating his Christmas tree and all
Okay.
those things. So, like, in normal holiday Christmas movies, you see people participating in the themes or traditions that are around.
But what about the theme or tradition of going to spend time with your family for the holidays and being invited?
Okay, I would almost agree with you. However, John McClane is not a good family man. He has not seen...
He's a normal dude. He's trying. He's trying so hard.
Yeah, he's trying so hard.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen his kids in 6 months.
He
lives
on the other coast.
No, I'm going to say he could have transferred. Like, he could have done more to be a good family man.
I'm not saying that he's the best dad.
I'm just saying it does not have a significant focus. Like, if you're arguing, like, seeing your family and everything, it's not... For him being so terrible, it's not enough to cover the significant
I believe
focus.
that Holly just, they weren't doing well, and Holly left and went to start her new job at Nakatomi, and there's just time goes by. It's amazing how quickly 6 months could go by.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
It's amazing how little thought you can have for your wife and children when you're like, oh, she's going to crash and burn and come crawling back to me.
It's not like they don't talk. I'm sure that he talks to them on the phone.
I'm just saying.
Joe, what'd you find out?
Side note, this is just a side note. Miracle on 34th Street was released in June.
Okay.
Kind of weird, but anyway.
I've never seen that. So, like,
Right.
it's clearly, like, it's not one of... I don't watch that as, I don't watch that movie.
And then it kind of comes to me where, you have, like, Father's Day, where on regular TV, you'd have, like, Spike or TBS, and they would have these marathons. And I believe Die Hard would be a part of that with the Star Wars and all that jazz in there.
It's because it's an action movie, which
See?
dads like.
That's what I'm trying to balance and give you both a little bit.
I'm fine with it being a great... Like, okay, here's the thing. I like the movie Die Hard.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to... When I want to watch a Christmas movie...
You're not going to it.
I'm not going to watch Die Hard to fill that I want to watch a Christmas film.
Right.
Here's my question.
Yes.
How is...
Ooh, and sorry, real quick for your
Son
family
of a
thing.
bitch.
That was
Yeah.
my point 4. So
Okay.
the family focus, that's point 4. So I don't include that in the holiday traditions / themes.
He's trying to get
No,
back
but what
together.
I'm saying... No, that's what I'm saying. It's a different point. So,
Okay.
like, there wasn't significant focus on holiday traditions and or themes. Mm-hmm. You could say that it fits my 4th category, that it's a heartwarming family themes and focus.
Okay.
Those are 2 separate things.
So, as of right now, we agree that it is a Christmas movie on your first thing and
No,
your 4th thing.
we did not agree on that at all. Because I said print was more prevalent. And
I'm not... I don't know.
so far, you could argue that it's 1.5 out of 4.
And well, the thing is,
But you know what? It ends up at 2.5 because it does take place during the holidays. I will give you that it happened on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
So it gets a 2.5 out of 5, which on any grading curve is an F.
All right. Well, what's number...
For fail.
What's
okay,
number 5?
There's also
Takes place during the holidays.
Okay.
There's also Die Hard 4 with Justin Long that I believe takes place on 4th of July or Memorial. So they're like accumulating all these holidays throughout 5 movies.
By the way...
Okay, the 5th one doesn't and the 3rd one doesn't.
True that, but I'm just saying.
So you can't take that argument because it's not
I'm
over
not
all
arguing,
of them.
I'm just trying
it's
to...
Christmas twice and then the end.
I'm not arguing. I'm
once.
just saying what I see.
By the way,
Yes.
they make reference in Die Hard 2 that one is also happening at
It
Christmas
does
time.
also happen on Christmas
And so
Christmas
just
time.
furthering the Christmas theme, and there's nothing more Christmassy than taking an icicle and stabbing somebody in the eye.
That's the other thing. Like,
No trace.
you know what? Like, at
Leave no
Christmas
trace.
time, you don't really want to think about, like, the bad things that happen.
That's true.
In general. Like, that's not... Like, when I want to watch a Christmas movie, I don't want to think about the bad things that are happening.
All right, I have a question for you.
Escapism.
Yes.
Explain to me,
Yeah.
based on your criteria,
Yeah.
how Home Alone
Yeah.
is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard.
Because it's a bad thing. They forgot their kid, and that's
No. I'm just wondering.
true that.
Because I don't really I can think of a couple small things in the movie
Yeah.
that are Christmas related.
Yeah.
But other than that, when we spoke before
Yes.
earlier this week, and we were discussing like what Christmas themed things were happening in
Yeah.
them, or if this movie, I believe you brought it up could this movie exist
Yeah.
without it being Christmas? Or with it being, I forget how it was brought up.
Yeah.
But the more I started to think about Home Alone,
Yeah.
and a lot of people consider that to be unequivocally one of the better Christmas movies that are out there. I'm not sure that Home Alone meets your criteria.
Okay, the marketing and promotion includes holiday imagery. Yes.
What?
If you look at
The
the movie
wreath?
poster, there's Christmas lights, there's snow, that all alludes to the holiday season.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If the Die Hard poster had a Christmas tree in it,
Then they would have holiday imagery, and I would be more begrudgingly let you have that point. But it doesn't.
Maybe he's Jewish. I don't know.
I can't remember.
No,
Does
they have a whole thingy?
all right. I'm gonna look something up.
All right. So
Go for it.
gets that one. It
Okay.
was released in November, which is the holiday
Close.
times. No, they count holiday
sense.
movies are like November to December. That's the holiday.
Yeah,
time.
but sometimes they release movies so that you will be able to purchase them by the time it's Christmas time.
I don't know what you want
Just
to tell
saying,
you, dude.
Just saying, man.
Just saying, it needs to be released around the holidays, which is November to December. Home Alone meets that criteria.
Okay.
There's significant focus on holiday traditions and themes. He goes to the concert at the church. He goes and visits Santa.
There's concerts at churches all the time.
Yeah.
That's why
But
they
it's
have
a
a choir.
specific, it's a specific Christmas
Yes.
concert for the kids. Like the guy that ends up helping him in the end is going to the Christmas concert to see his granddaughter because that's the only time his daughter will allow him to see her. Then he's decorating the Christmas tree. He's wrapping presents. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
They were leaving for a Christmas trip. So I feel like that's significant focus on holiday
And they play
traditions.
songs.
And they sing songs, and then there's heartwarming family themes. Like the whole thing is about how the family is trying to or his mom's trying to get back to him so he doesn't spend it alone, and it takes place during the holidays. So I will I'm pretty sure it meets all those criteria, but I can give you halves on those things if you want.
Half point. And
But
they're
it
running
still
through the
gets
airport.
4 out of 5, which passes.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
what I'm saying is that most of that stuff in that movie could happen without it being Christmas
I'm
time.
gonna say
It could.
less than Die Hard though. Die Hard could have been so when we were talking, you were like, no, they were there for a Christmas party. It was
Well, he was going back to be with his family on Christmas. Just it was Christmas time.
But
He had
what
time
I'm
off of.
saying, since he's such a great father, maybe he's actually visiting his kids at the end of the fiscal year, or there's just a party going on at the fiscal
Just
Yeah.
matched up.
No, I know what the word is.
So at the end of the year, they could have just, or not at the end of the year, at the end of June, they could have just been having a company celebration. It could have been placed any time, and they just could have had a company celebration, and then he was just going there before he went to go see his kids directly.
Here's what I think.
Yeah.
I think that it is absolutely a Christmas movie, but as far as the posters are concerned, they didn't want it to be misconstrued. They wanted to get the action aspect in there. They wanted to get asses in the seats. They wanted the dads to come out and see Bruce laying his shit down, which is what he did at Christmas.
No.
I think that's what happened.
No. I don't think so. Because if they wanted it to be
Yeah.
a Christmas movie, then they would have released it around Christmas time.
No,
hold
that's
on.
that's
Okay.
not necessarily
What did
true.
he do right before Die Hard? People knew him. Did
What? Well, he was in Moonlighting.
He, yeah,
Okay, so then,
He had a-
legitimately, then,
I'm
do
not
you
sure if that was
consider
right
Lethal
before.
Weapon a Christmas movie?
a fucking
Because
album.
it's the
Singer.
same exact situation as Die Hard. Takes place around the holidays. Only I would
No,
argue, yes, it does.
no,
The first Lethal Weapon, it takes place around Christmas.
Part
and it
of the
talks,
movie does. Part
But
of
it
the movie
talk,
does.
but that one even focuses more so because it goes into what it's like being a cop around the holidays for the two different guys.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna have to. I feel like me disagreeing with that point.
Yeah.
It just only further
It helps-
proves
No.
how.
No, by your definition, since it takes place during Christmas, it's a Christmas movie.
But not all of it takes place at Christmas time.
I guess I haven't seen it recently enough. How about
I'm pretty sure
So,
that not all of it takes place at Christmas
how about
time.
In Bruges? That takes place right around the holidays as well.
Oh, I don't remember that movie very well. I watched that once.
I would also
years
not
ago.
consider that one a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Batman Returns.
Well, we were just discussing Batman Returns.
Yeah, I don't consider. I mean, I would more begrudgingly maybe call that.
But I
one.
don't think that there's any Christmas related stuff
in Batman Returns. They have like exploding Christmas trees and stuff.
Yeah, but there's not like a Christmas, like it snows and then they have stuff like that.
It has
but
stuff in the Christmas.
here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's coming home to be with his family on Christmas. He's trying to rekindle things with Holly, with his wife.
Yeah.
Holly Gennaro. And the whole thing is happening because of a Christmas party. There's references to Christmas throughout the entire movie.
Like, barely. They're like slight little nods just so then they can have the argument that it's a Christmas movie.
I think that's giving them more credit than what's due, because they were just assuming everybody's just going to know that this is a Christmas movie.
No. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would also argue that Serendipity is not really a Christmas movie either.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm willing, but see, you just said Lethal Weapon isn't a Christmas movie because all of it doesn't take place at Christmas.
Right.
Serendipity doesn't either. It starts and ends at Christmas, but the middle part doesn't take place at Christmas.
Most
by
of
your
it,
argument that you just said,
most of it is at Christmas.
no, it's not.
I believe it is.
No, the beginning scene, and because most of it takes place around the time he's getting married, and that's not at Christmas.
No, well, that's not most of it.
Yes, it is, because they meet, and then the rest of the time, it's like right before his wedding, and then he decides he needs to try and find this woman.
Well, then how does it end up at Christmas?
Because then it like jumps to a few months later. They go back to buy the gloves that they bought when they first met.
I'm going to need to know ratios here. How much of it takes place at Christmas?
I would say
time.
a third.
Because
I haven't seen that for years.
Well, but in the imagery for Serendipity,
No.
it's
right here.
what is it?
It's two people holding each other with like rain.
Oh, it's raining.
Ah.
What's that in the background?
A clock.
No. What's down below?
A star.
Yeah, is that a Christmas star?
Well, it could be just
Could
a
be.
star.
It could be a Christmas star.
It could be.
I'm just
but-
saying, using the argument you just said, I would argue Serendipity isn't even a Christmas movie. It's more, I just count it as a rom-com.
I
Kind of
feel
like how I
like
count Die Hard is just an action movie.
yeah, but I feel like there's not a lot of calm in the rom there. I'm just saying. I don't find Serendipity to be very funny. Jeremy
No.
Piven's kind of funny in it.
A comedy
but
is technically something that ends on a happy note. A drama is something that ends...
that's a comedy?
Like, technically, I think the definition of a comedy is something that has a happy ending.
I feel like it should be funny.
It should
If it's
be.
gonna
Well, yeah.
I agree. I would
Wouldn't
rather
a
see
happy ending just be a love story? Like, or something?
Could.
I
It
mean,
could just be dragging the whole
maybe
fucking time.
maybe we just need a whole other genre brought into place. What do you got there, Joe?
This goes back to kind of what you were saying as marketing for Die Hard, and that is what sparked my interest as to what did Bruce Willis do before Die Hard? Because you think of him as this big star now, but again, you go back to the movie right before Die Hard, and it's called Sunset. And then Blind Date, and then you're getting into his music career, which was amazing.
I'm sorry, what?
Respect yourself.
With Bruno. He had a music career for a while.
Bruce Willis? What?
He was a singer for a bit, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that just
So,
kind of blew my mind.
That could kind of go into the marketing aspect of like, well, we don't want to make it a Christmas movie, but yet after Die Hard, we go into Moonlighting, Look Who's Talking, and a few other ones, because Die Hard 2 came out, which... I don't know how much they didn't really. Did they have Christmas stuff? We were talking a little bit about it too.
So in 2, they reference that. Here's the thing: is that there wasn't really an opportunity for there to be much Christmas stuff. There might have been some stuff in the main area of the airport, but it takes place inside an airport and like right outside of an airport.
What I'm getting at here is that between Die Hard and Die Hard 2, the movies he did in between weren't necessarily action movies as to further in his career where it's like, oh, action, oh, another action, oh, another action. So like Look Who's Talking and what's it, Bonfire of the Vanities or something like that. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't know, food for thought there. But.
Would you count Look Who's Talking 3 as a Christmas movie?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Because that
what is part 3 about?
The premise is there's a dog that...
Although Bruce Willis was in the first 2, I don't know if he was
he?
in 3. He was the kid.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does
So
the
the third
voice
one,
of
it's more
the-
about dogs, and it takes place at Christmas time, and it's like the dog runs away, and then like they decide that they're gonna get a dog for their kids.
Please tell me the voice of the dog was Gilbert Gottfried.
I hope so. I have no idea.
Yeah, so first movie,
Yeah.
John Travolta and Kirstie Alley, and then Bruce Willis did the voice of the baby.
Oh, yeah,
Then the
that
second
does sound
movie,
right.
I believe the boy was a couple years old, and then the new baby was the girl, and I think it was Roseanne that did the voice. Is that right, Joe?
That sounds right.
Look Who's Talking.
Look Who's Talking too.
Look Who's Talking.
T-O-O.
Look Who's Talking 2. And then there's 93. Look Who's Talking Now.
Who did the voice of the baby girl in Look Who's Talking too?
Let's see.
I thought it was Roseanne.
From 1990. John Travolta, Kirstie Alley. We got Stewart. Keep going.
Right.
Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey was Bruce.
Bruce. What's the name I'm looking for then?
Who's Talking
It would
to
have, yeah,
T-O-O.
it
Right.
would have been the baby's name.
Then what was the baby's name?
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't remember that.
I don't know what to
Gosh,
look for.
I will
Are you
look
looking
it
at
up.
the cast?
Julie, yeah. No, newborn, Nikki, George,
Nikki.
Megan.
What do
Just
you-
not help me. I don't like this.
I can't remember the name of the second born child in Look Who's Talking To. I apologize.
Paul Schaefer was in it apparently. That's the
Nice.
Taxi Man.
What was that?
Joe.
What?
I don't know. It wasn't me.
Oh man,
Okay.
it was totally my brother. Hey, what's up, bro? All right, bye.
All right, what'd you find, Jamie?
Well, I believe it was Olympia Dukakis, Rosie, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Oh, yes, Roseanne Barr.
Okay.
Julie was the name of the kid. How could you not find that? It took me like what?
Yours is bigger than mine.
Yeah, but you were looking for like a minute longer.
It's true.
Damon Wayans was also Eddie. Maybe there's a second
Yeah,
kid.
yeah. Well, because they run into other kids on the street.
Yeah, so
I know that.
Damon Wayans was also in it.
So this happened to be, and I think this is kind of slightly related to the article that was on your Facebook, Joe.
Yes.
The title of the article, and this was released like 12 hours ago or something. Debate over which films are Christmas movies continues to die hard.
Yes,
Classy.
I saw that.
You read it by Ethan Sachs. It's December, and that means it's time for the annual debate among movie lovers over whether films such as Die Hard and Gremlins deserve to be classified as Christmas movies. Die Hard screenwriter thinks there shouldn't be any doubt. He co-wrote a script chock full of Christmas jokes and references, down to the season's greetings gift tape that Bruce Willis's heroic cop John McClane uses to hide his gun on his back in the climax. Here's a quote. "I do get offended because what is your benchmark? De Souza, I don't know what his name is.
He's a weird name.
Said of the debate. Is it because Die Hard came out in July? Well, Miracle on 34th Street came out in the summer too." He also pointed out that the entirety of the bad guys' siege of Nakatomi Plaza unfurls between Christmas Eve and the dawn of Christmas Day. That means far more of the movie takes place during the holiday than the supposed gold standard of the genre, 1954's White Christmas.
He had a chart.
Those arguments clearly aren't convincing everyone. Only 1/4 of Americans consider the 1988 thriller a Christmas movie, according to Morning Consult, blah, 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 blah. While 62% have a more Grinch-like view, kind of like Jamie, of its inclusion on any holiday lists. So, I don't know. That I just did a quick search, and then that one popped up.
Well,
and then
yeah.
they talk about Gremlins a little bit
Well,
as well.
no, and then if you read down to it, it's
Or are you looking at the same thing?
yeah.
Nice.
So this person who was writing it, they have a simple 3-point test for a Christmas movie designation.
Mm-hmm.
Is Christmas a significant part of the story? Is there something about the real religious movie meaning of the holiday film? And at the very least, is it a picture family friendly? And they say Die Hard fails this test quicker than you can say yippee-ki-yay, mother dash.
I just caught up to that.
Yes.
I see it.
Yes, because I believe when I sent you because there was a poll taken this year, and I sent you the results that said 62% of people of all adults say that it's not a Christmas movie. You told me opinions are irrelevant and that it was fake news.
Right? I said,
And so that's when I'm like, well then.
I remember where I was when I sent
This
that.
is
It
going to
was
end
funny.
horribly, because if all opinions are irrelevant, how are we even
Well,
gonna
what I
choose
meant by that is facts are facts, and it's factually a Christmas movie.
No.
Who was this dude that said this quote that was after that? I prefer as a person of faith to have Christmas movies that tell the real meaning for Christmas, at least in part, or allude to it. Walaziskwi? I don't know. I don't know what his name is.
I don't know.
To think that Die Hard or Gremlins is on the list just because there's a Christmas tree in the background makes me roll my eyes. Yo, fuck you, dude.
That I will agree, or I will say, when I was watching the Christmas Chronicles, I don't know, I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies this week. There was a line in one of them that said, "Without presents, you can't have Christmas."
Right.
And it just made me kind of sad. Like, I know that's a big part of this season, but like saying that it's all about that also makes me kind of sad, because like it's about family, it's about being together. Like,
Right.
I know a lot of people that like they don't even exchange gifts. Like, they're just like, we just
Right.
want to
do
be
it.
together.
Well,
it needs to be more about
okay.
the
Well, let's get into that in a second. But right now,
yes.
we're gonna need a tiebreaker.
Oh shit.
So,
I'm
Jamie,
gonna go knock on your
Yeah.
you gave me a few points, right?
But,
or
yeah.
like or maybe
I
one and a half.
begrudgingly allowed you to argue. some
And
things.
but we should admit that a lot of these movies, it's about, yes, it's an action movie, but it is about how it makes you feel or what you think about when you
Yes.
watch it, and I guess it ultimately would come down to your thoughts about Christmas or Christmas time and
Yes.
and whatever. Because really, aside from the set decorations and the comments, and like he said in that article, the tape on the back, the season's greeting stuff and whatever, there's, as far as like snow and things like
Well, not
that,
even
there's
snow.
more of that in Die Hard 2,
Yeah.
but then there's less referencing actual like Christmas, like there's less
Well,
trees
and
and
when
lights.
I
Based
think
off
of-
a book too, so I wonder how much we're missing.
Die Hard?
Yeah.
Yeah, Die Hard 1 is based off of a book. I will give you, it also took place on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But it's about a dad visiting his daughter who works at the company. And it was when they originally wrote the screenplay, it was written with Sinatra in mind.
Oh no.
Yeah. I believe the first one to be written
Thank
with,
God he said no to that.
like, all of the Die Hards were written off of a book or something. First
Right.
off.
Well, I know specifically what was it? Die Hard 4. I
Justin
think
Long.
it was. Yes. Because that story was so, I had a feeling after watching it that they just took a book and
Made it work.
and yeah, inserted John McClane into it. And sure as shit, at the end of the movie, it says something about based on the book.
Yeah,
Whatever.
so-
And it felt very forced and weird. It was when his daughter was either a teenager or in college or something like that.
And
It was very
actually,
weird.
I feel like I was looking at the book Wikipedia page maybe, and then they were saying that writer wrote it after seeing a different movie about something. So it was
Yeah.
almost like the writer was inspired by this movie, and then someone made a movie based on the book that
Yeah.
this writer had written about this other movie. Yeah, I think the fifth one was the first time that they didn't have like a previous book or something
Yeah.
to base it on.
That'd be interesting because Die Hard 3, I wonder what that book was like, because that's the one with Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah,
in New York City.
and you can and they're talking
Hot
about.
time, summer in the
I
city.
am trying to remember because they're talking about how it was a different writing team also because it's unlike any of the other ones. It's like snappier and everything.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, Sam Jackson helped out a lot.
Yeah,
Which was
right.
good.
Zeus.
You remember those jugs trying to figure out the
Yes.
water trick?
Yeah.
It's like,
So honestly, when I think of Die Hard, I usually remember that movie.
yeah.
more so than the other two. Like I've seen that one more, and maybe it's because it came out later. Like I
Probably
was older,
you were a little bit
so I saw
older.
that one and 4. I remember those two better than I remember the other two.
Yep. Live free or die
And
hard.
honestly,
Yes.
I kind of was. I was waiting for the snowmobile sign the entire time I was watching Die Hard the other
Yeah.
day, because the first two I got them melded together in my mind.
Yep.
So I was just like, finally, I'm like, it's probably the sequel.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, you
happening.
don't see any snow in the first one because it's all in LA.
It's LA,
Like it's
yeah.
when he gets in the
Mr.
it's
Falcon.
when his plane is landing.
Dear Argyle.
Right? Oh, Argyle. I love it. You're borderline.
No,
you're mostly like, yeah, it could be
No,
a
I'm
Christmas
a
movie,
no.
but you're like, it's just hard for me to
I'm
say
a no,
it
but
because
for
I'm
the
too
sake
proud.
of our friendships, I won't be like, no, we're not gonna be friends anymore.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And I 100% Christmas movie
Yeah, it's
because
not
how it
a
makes
Christmas
me
movie.
feel. Joe, what do you think?
I feel like I'm a child of divorce. Mom or dad? Mom or dad?
Oh, I know which way you're gonna vote.
What are your
You're
what
not
are your
welcome
what are your
back.
thoughts?
I'm sitting
on
here
the
with my
movie?
arms crossed.
And
Like,
without taking sides, your criteria for the movie. Like if you were asked independently, as far as the movie's concerned.
I kind of came in here on the fence because I mean I never really
How familiar are you with the movie? Like, have you
pretty familiar.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean it's a classic.
right.
You know.
right.
But in
So you've been exposed to it as an action movie, but also because prior to this, I mean, we talk about a lot of stuff, but we've never really talked about Die Hard,
Right.
with the exception of the last like 24 hours. So, would you think about it in the realm of Christmas, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's more action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more action than Christmas.
I think so.
Explain.
Explain. Well, what we talked about later was like it will show up at Father's Day for Father's Day movies.
Oh, I
And-
guess I've never seen that.
and it will, and if you look at all the movies, if you know a movie that is a Christmas movie, like let's say Daddy's Home with Will Ferrell, that's another Christmas movie of his. Oh, then there's Daddy's Home 2, and it's another Christmas movie, kind of, but with more. This one, it's Christmas. Second one, not so
Okay.
much. Third one,
Okay.
maybe. Fourth is a whole nother holiday, and it keeps going from that. So, kind of based off what template Jamie had, I feel like
What is your template?
my template is see Jamie's.
So what you're saying is that I needed a template.
You make your own if you do or decide or not to have one.
So you're saying that it is not a Christmas
I
movie.
don't think it's a solid Christmas movie.
Wait,
at all.
whoa.
Oh no!
Don't sugarcoat it to make him feel better.
Whoa. That was a very interesting way to put that. I don't know.
I don't think it has enough to be classified as Christmas. Yes. I don't think it does. Like
Joe, I'm going to need you to get the fuck
Jamie
out.
came in here very calculated and ready to roll. You had your guns puffed up from.
Joe,
Am I walking home?
we had a good run. This was good.
Well, I came in on the fence about it, and I was willing to help you both on either ends, wherever.
All right, let me ask you this. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
I think it is because it has tangents of the
I'm
second.
surprised you're so down on Home Alone. Like,
No. That's my. I love Home Alone,
Okay.
and I
Okay.
also consider
But I
that
also
to be
think,
a
like,
Christmas
those two are
movie.
way
No.
different.
I'm not down on it at all because my biggest thing that I was thinking about, based on your criteria,
yeah.
and especially the biggest one that we talked about the other day, was could this movie exist without it being Christmas time?
But there's fewer. I think there
Anything
are less
could.
tweaks that you would make to hope. Like you could take
But
way
here's
fewer
my
tweaks.
problem with that.
Yeah.
Is that the whole reason that he is there, that this whole fucking story could happen at Nakatomi, was because it was Christmas time.
But you could
It could
say
have been any other holiday.
it could have been any holiday, or
Yeah.
again, he hadn't seen his kids in 6 months, so he was coming out to see them. And oh
By
my
chick-
goodness, he's in LA then.
Yes, but
Or maybe he's going out to see him for Father's Day.
yes, but
So there's a Father's Day.
but
movie.
he wouldn't have ended up at Nakatomi
That's what I was telling you.
without it being the Christmas
you
party
let me
because
finish
she
my
would have been
sentence?
home at that point in
No.
the day.
Okay, because at the beginning of the movie, the guy that's on coke or whatever,
Yeah.
he also says,
Oh, what?
yeah, I can't remember. It doesn't matter who he is.
Oh, but I need to know.
Okay, well, you can think of it
Okay,
while I
you
talk.
think.
So he's even like, well, it's
Ellis.
Ellis. Yes, it is Ellis. He even says, well, actually, it's kind of turned into a celebration on closing this big account.
Mm-hmm.
So she still would have been at work if they were celebrating closing an account, and so McLean still would have gone there. And
I don't
she
think
is
that's
high
party-
enough up in the company.
You don't have to yell.
They would
you
have
don't have
sent
to yell.
a limo to pick him up. No
We're
matter
all
what.
level-headed here.
You are not. You are off the reservation.
Off the rocker.
So I'm just saying, with a very simple tweak, he would have been out there.
Well, all I know is that most people outside of this room agree with me.
Except for 62%
that
of
it-
America says it's not. So no, that's also a false statement, Lance.
Fake news.
Joe, you need to get your own criteria.
But
You can't just.
why can't I piggyback on
You
someone
can't. That doesn't make any sense.
What?
That's hers.
Well,
you can't use that.
Why can't I agree with her?
Yeah, my criteria was well thought out,
think it
very measurable.
You had good stuff. I agree
to
with.
be eat a dick, Joe. To be fair, I was not coming down on Home Alone. I love Home Alone. I'm
wanted
just saying that
contrast.
based on what you're saying,
Yeah.
I don't think that you should consider Home Alone a Christmas movie.
I would
Okay.
say, but it got more of the checks. It's released at the right time. It has
Just
the
because
imagery.
there's a Christmas tree on the poster.
Anyone
not a
could
Christmas
break
tree.
into a house.
Oh, what was
at
the thing
any
that was
point.
on the poster?
It was like Christmas lights and snow.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying it still gets more points. So, okay, if you do not agree with, and I'm pretty sure, okay,
Well, okay, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
it still gets a 4 out of 5, I said.
Okay.
Which is a passing grade.
Now-
Whereas you argued for some points. So
Okay.
I gave you more points than I think Die Hard should have gotten.
Now,
But the max it gets is 2.5, and that's still an ass.
so what if, let's say, a producer of the
Yeah.
movie, from the very beginning, imagined this as a Christmas movie?
Then they should have done a better job.
Break-ins happen all times of the year.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Hans. Why didn't you come in November?
Oh, also,
Oh no.
so if we want to talk about movies that happen to be at Christmas, would you consider Eyes Wide Shut a Christmas movie?
Oh God, that sex fest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I wouldn't.
We'll get into that. All right. So we'll conclude this for now, but I'm gonna put you both down as undecided.
Okay, no.
And-
No, you lost.
I'm putting Joe. We're gonna watch Die Hard tonight.
All right.
Or the other one. It made me think of Trading Places. We need to watch that movie because
yeah,
you said you
that
haven't
was on
seen
my-
that.
Yeah,
I never
haven't seen
thought
it.
of anybody thinking of that as a Christmas movie.
Yes, people thought
But
that was as a Christmas
I
movie.
never thought about it that way.
I didn't either, but
which only goes to prove that I'm very picky.
well, because I was looking at it and they had them like by state what they think of like the number
Yeah,
one Christmas
yeah.
movie, and I saw Trading Places popped up, Batman Returns popped up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just like,
All right. Well, so to be continued next year after I get to work on you guys a little bit more.
But for this year, you lost. That's amazing.
Well, I think that the main takeaway is that I'm pretty smart, and that I think that a lot of people will agree with my my opinion, even though
I mean, that is technically a true statement. A lot of people will agree with
even
you.
though my friends choose to disrespect the idea of John McClane and his holiday spirit.
To be fair, you only have two friends here.
What's that?
To be fair, you only have two friends here.
That's true. I don't know. The other ones probably don't care.
You need a bigger pool of friends. There you go. To get the accurate information that you wish you want.
To skew the results in your favor,
Yeah.
you need to get more.
on what is it? Family Feud. We surveyed 3 people. What did they say?
Survey says.
Anyway,
Not Christmas.
this concludes our little mini episode. Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie.
It
Thank
is
you, guys.
not. You're such a liar.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful. but the fire is so delightful, and since we've no place to go.
So where did you guys land on the topic that was discussed? Do you think it's a Christmas movie? Or do you think not so much? I listened. I have not been swayed. I am a firm believer. I want to send out a big thank you again to Jamie for participating in our little debate that we had. Got a little heated at times, didn't it? We're all very passionate about what we think of movies. So where did you guys land on this topic? Do you think it is a Christmas movie or not so much? Are you going to talk to your family about it this year? Let them know that your opinion's been swayed by some people they've never heard of. I hope you guys enjoyed this special bonus episode. It was a lot of fun to go back and listen to. And I've been thinking about it. I think this is the year. I'm due for a rewatch. I could even probably go further into the franchise, maybe to, I don't know, number 4. I don't know. It starts, one of the movies later on, it's like they just inserted John McClane into this other story. If you, was that Die Hard 5? I can't remember. Was that Live Free? I don't know. It even says at the beginning of the movie that it's based on a book. And so somebody was just reading this book and they're like, oh, this could be John McClane in this scenario. It was weird. We're going to be back soon. Joe will be here. I promise. You don't have to just hear one person's side of the conversation. I don't need any reviews based on this episode alone. Yeah. So that's it. We will talk to you soon. I'm saying we, it's like the royal we, but Joe and I will talk to you soon. And we're looking forward to it. Thanks for checking in, guys. Die Hard, Christmas movie. Absolutely. Later.